This is in, I do a lot of talking when I do power ups, and I know I ask once in a while people to read, but be prepared. This is to be more engaging, more interactive, and dare I say, challenging, not just listening for your listening pleasure. Um, and so, I just want to put that out there. Consistency beats intensity. That's kind of the theme that we've been talking about this week. It's Tuesday. It is February 3rd. The year's almost over, guys. It's literally going to be 2027 before you figure it out. It'll be, you'll blink. What's one small habit you've kept showing up for lately that's quietly paying off, even if it hasn't made noise yet? Anyone?
Hitting my numbers every day.
Okay.
Like slowly, I'm more aware of my database. I didn't realize the difference. Like I can feel the difference of consistency between like calling 120 people one day and then calling like 20 people one day, rather than like trying to call 70 people every day. Like I feel a little bit more in tune with my database, if that makes sense.
Okay. Uh, yeah, it does make sense. Um, Consistency pays off. What are you grateful for today?
My database.
Anyone else? I'm grateful for my health. I was talking to God the other day on the way to the gym, and of course, I asked for the health, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, and physically of my children. Health and happiness. That's all I want in life. I said, it'd be nice if I could be healthy too and stick around for another 55 years. Um, and then I asked for uh, the success I'm going after so I can move my mother home with me before she is gone. So, but really, ultimately, at the end of the day, when it comes down to all the things I ask for, all I want is health, primarily for my kids, but of course for me. So I'm grateful for that. Anyone else? No.
Grateful for my parents. They're super supportive of everything that I've done plus my goals. So
Okay. Good. Clients remember reliability. Oh, do they ever? Clients don't experience how hard you try in short bursts, right? They experience whether you follow up, stay in touch, uh, and show up when you say you will. The agents who win are predictably present. Real quick, I had a client that I listed a house for in Montclair in off of Bay Street, right across from the Bay Street train station. It's a bunch of condos. Bay Street Fire Department is where you get your smoke certs, and so your CO. And so when I listed this property, another property just like it, a little bit better, was on the market for 379, and she had told me she wanted to list her property at 379 because the neighbors was listed at 379. When I did my research, I said, I don't see it, And in short, she followed my directions. We listed it at 348 or 358, and we got 378 or 380 or something like that. The guy who was listed at 379 got like, it took like 10 weeks. We got it done in a week, and they got it they got theirs sold for like 350. We sold ours for like 20,000 more, and we were not as nice as theirs. So arguably I was like the hero. Well, at the time I was in between transaction coordinators. We had just let a TC go, and I didn't show up. When she called me, I wasn't consistent. I wasn't reliable. That's what, just when I read this paragraph, this is what made me think of. And I haven't checked in with her because she wouldn't give me a review. She didn't like me. She thought I was horrible. Like, wait a minute. But I showed up and burst. I bursted out of the gate and got you a great number. But I wasn't present. I wasn't. reliable, I wasn't consistent. The reliability is built through simple, consistent database touches over time using systems, auto plans, market updates, events, and schedule personal calls to show up in a boring, repeatable way. What Ameni is speaking about, I can't share with you enough how if you plug into the tools and simply do the day in the life of and have data in the database to call, you'll be amazed at what will happen over the course of 3, 6, 7 months, 8 months. All of a sudden, you'll start to build this rhythm, and people will start to. It takes a little time, right? That's why you want to do some now business too. Your pipeline reflects how reliable you are. A powerful and consistent database execution. This clip from Nikki Miller. Nikki Miller's our new something. She just joined Place. Big coach and leader on the Do This series, right? Okay, so she is. I see the Do This series is all about the client touches and actual that actually work. Learn how consistent, reliable actions build trust, keep you top of mind, and grow your pipeline over time. There's an old saying in our business: top of mind equals nothing, but tip of tongue equals. Who can think of the last part of that sentence? Tip of tongue equals top of mind. Okay,
No,
you'll get it.
we never heard that.
Tip of tongue equals top of mind. As you watch, consider what touches to clients, sphere, or in your database are already consistent and which ones are getting missed.
And so what I knew is that I needed to talk to everybody in that database who was in, didn't matter which category, so long as it wasn't a vendor or an agent referral. I needed to talk to everybody in that database 38 times a year. 38 times a year. That's
Write it down, Bob.
That's the number. 38 times a year is the number you have to hit. And
to generate a 1 to 3% return on said database.
Exactly.
Did we find that if we took 38 and took it up to 60, did our range? Okay, so folks,
no difference.
That's what I figured the answer was going to be for everybody. 38 times is going to get you a 1 to 3% return. You want to predict your business for the next 12 months. How many you got? 1 to 3% of that. Touch them 38 times. Keep going, Nikki.
And now, by the way, somebody on this call is hyperventilating right now. Breathe through this with me. Let me show you how easy it is for you to get 38 touches. Well, I think monthly newsletters, when done well, if I see one recipe card come through, I will find you and fight you. We don't do that. We send items of value. So I think I personally, again, wrote a newsletter we were in 38 states, you guys, 38. And I wrote a newsletter that worked in every one of those states. So every person who's got the talk track of that won't work in my market, stop it. It's not true. 38 states. I personally wrote our newsletter every single month. So you got 12 touches right there. You have 12 touches out of the way just with a monthly newsletter. And then if you got their information, you could put them, especially if you're on Inside Brivity, you could put them on a home valuation report. And you could do that monthly. You could do that quarterly if you want. That's either an additional 6 or 4 or 12 touches just right there. People love that stuff. And then have fun with holidays. Again, don't you dare send a sugar cookie recipe card for their 4th of July bake-off. Just don't do it. You will be tempted. Just don't. We actually send items of value. So what we used to do is we would give our agents options on whatever resonated best with them. So you'll know this for you because you're the one running your database. So we would send them something that was about the holiday, or we'd send them something that connects the holiday to real estate because turns out everything in America is connected to real estate. Or we would send them something that was just an extra touch, not even holiday driven, right? That's an extra 6 to 8 touches right there. And then again, breathe through this. You are going to have to pick up the phone. You're going to have to pick up the phone 4 times a year, and you are going to have to talk to these people. 4 times a year, you guys. That's all you have to do. 4 times a year, you personally have to reach out. And my script for this is always the same because a lot of people are like, well, they don't pick up. And I'm like, that's okay. They just need to know that you're reaching out. And
Yeah,
every
you
time.
get credit for that. Like you get credit for the
Exactly.
missed call. You get credit for the voicemail. They don't need you right now. If they did, they would answer. And when they do, they
Exactly.
will. Yeah.
Exactly. And I personally text because I don't like voicemails, but you could leave a voicemail and my script is the same every single time. By the way,
Wait, hold on real quick. Hold on. Before
Yeah,
you
yeah.
give me the script. You call, they don't answer,
Yeah.
then you shoot them a quick text.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
you don't just text them and forego trying to get them on the phone and build some
don't
relationship.
do that.
Okay.
And by the way, every person who's in their head right now will be like, but what is the script? When I call them, it's like,
Tune in next week. Oh,
yeah,
wait, no.
no, it's like, hey, how you doing? How are things going? What's
Oh my
new?
God. That's so hard. I'll never remember that.
Make a conversation. Or if you're, I hate talking on the phone personally, and I get real awkward. Like my palms get sweaty. Like I don't answer my phone for anybody, and unless it's a work call. And so I used to always have something I could invite them to. And by the way, it doesn't necessarily have to be an event that you're doing. It might be like hey, I went to the farmers market last week here locally. Have you been? It's so nice now. Like I just need something to talk about because I'm awkward. But if I don't get a hold of them, then it's the same script every single time, either voicemail or text. Hey, Chad, sorry I missed you. I'm just calling to check in. If you don't need anything or you're super busy, no need to call me back.
Folks,
By the
write
way,
that down. Write it down.
I get more success with callbacks when I say, you don't need to call me back. Because I'm telling you what I'm calling about, and I'm giving you permission if you're really busy to not reach out. I give the analogy all the time. Like my insurance guy calls me once a month. I don't want to talk to him. I have nothing to talk to him about. But once a year, when I need something from him, I pick up the phone and I'll never leave this insurance person because he's always there when I need him. And he's always checking in with me. Exactly.
Same.
And whenever somebody needs a referral, I'll pass him off. Right.
Same.
And yeah, exactly. But like, I don't need anything from him right now. So when he calls me this month, I'm not going to answer.
Yeah, I don't answer and I'm not annoyed.
I'm annoyed.
I just don't answer and I move on. Yeah.
Exactly. And he uses the same script because I taught it to him. And he'll say, no need to call me back, not calling for anything specific.
And you believe that he's calling you to help.
He is, right? He is. And people know that about you too.
Pretty cool. Anything stand out at that for you?
I've never tried that method. It makes sense. Like it seems like a duh type of thing, but I never tried it. I tried to look her up on video. I didn't see like do you know where I could find like the video and her scripts?
I don't offhand, but there might be a do this series in the videos and events. Yeah,
I'm asking Gabby.
I'll look. I'll look when.
I found it. I can send it to you.
Oh, thank
And
So, which client touches do you complete consistently, and which ones tend to get skipped? Anyone?
I forget to. I usually make sure to put AI on. So Gabby texts them. I see it pretty frequently, and I've had people reach back out to me and had people have whole conversations and me not be aware. I forget about market reports sometimes.
Okay.
Like there are a lot of people I talk to throughout the day that have no interest in anything, but I think they would be interested in market report because they've lived in the town for 10, 15 years.
What about listing alerts?
Yes, that's another one. I've started to do it a little bit more recently, but in the past I would never do listing reports, honestly.
And that would be something that if you call through, I mean, again, you have in your database the ones in the day in the life of should cover the ones that are in your database getting listing alerts, right?
Mhm.
I'll tell you that when I log in to when I log in, right, and I go to the day in the life of, and I go to here, and I go, again, prep your short list, 5 to 10 perspective. What are we doing here? Is this a review? They want me to prep the list. I'm not much of a prep guy, but these are all hot buyers. I don't know. Most of these are you many. Have you
Mm,
reached out to these people?
yes. All of my hot buyers I've reached out to. I have a list that I call when I do day in the life.
Okay. So, and these are people you've attempted to contact, right?
Yeah, so I have 12 recent hot buyers that I added from this weekend, and those are all the people that I spoke to and had a good conversation with at the open house,
Okay.
and specifically let me know that they didn't have an agent and
All right.
wanted
So
to make an
let's
offer.
look at this. So this is someone you didn't attempt to contact. This is someone you spoke with. So
Yeah.
you got to keep these changes, right?
Yeah, because actually the last time I called her, she didn't pick up. But then
But this is
she
the
called
one
me
we
from
met
my
with last night.
yeah, but she has my mobile. But I called her on Brivity. She didn't pick up earlier, and she called my mobile. And I haven't changed it.
And we met with them. So now you
Mhm.
have to change it to a met. We met with, right?
I'll
And over
change it.
here, you completed this appointment completed, right? Um, it's really important to keep these things, and we don't. So here's the thing. Here's the big loss in this particular lead. By not getting their address of the multifamily, we're not able to do the 38 touches with them. So anyone and everyone that I ever do business with in my database are on those campaigns. The guy that I sold in right now at 100 Grand Ave, I met with him back in 2022. He wasn't ready to do business. I would have, by the way, I lose hundreds of thousands of dollars every year by not touching and not following up in the timely fashion because I'm all over the place chasing the now business, which is fine. You want to chase now business. It's important to chase now business, but there's a whole sect of business that's out there that's not now business that might be 4, 6, 12, 18, 24 months down the road. And because like it's very easy if they don't put an offer in on this property or they put an offer and lose and don't have their address to move on. Now, you might think in 6 weeks, oh shit, I got to call Jackie and whatever his name was, and I got to see if they're ready to sell yet. If we don't sign them, right? If we don't sign them, again, the idea is that we get their address, and it's conversation. I want to buy this house, and I have a multifamily in Patterson that I'm looking to sell. Oh, cool. Where in Patterson? He doesn't give you a description. What's the address over there? I'm curious. What's the address over there? 123 Apple Street, right next to Main. Oh, 123 Apple Street. Is it a 3-family or a 2-family? Oh, it's a 3-family. Cool, cool. If I'm in the house, I'll just text my notes to myself. I'll look for his. I think you get text messages every time they register. Is that right?
Mm,
I would go to that particular registration and I would just be like, hold on, let me put it down. What is it? Oh, it's a 3-family, blah, 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 over on Main Street, 123 Main Street. Perfect. Then I would text it to myself for notes later so that when I get back, I plug it in here with the address, 123 Main Street. Let's do this. Let's do this real fast. Even though I don't want to, I'm going to do it anyway. Because what happens is if you're not touching them on a regular basis, they most likely are going to forget about you.
yeah.
I mean, you're good looking, but you're not that good looking, right? They really don't care. Let's see if this works. Nope. So maybe they don't own it. Maybe they own it in an LLC. Maybe they got different last names and it's under his last name. Point is that if you're not touching them on a regular basis, buy an auto plan. Where are we? Where was I? Right? So the more information, Jackie, by the way, hey, thanks for jumping on the call with us today. Really appreciate your opportunity. Hey, you had mentioned that, like, get it out of the way right away before we say something they don't like us for, right? Hey, you had mentioned that you might be selling a three family, or when you buy and find the locate you're going to want to sell. What's the address of that house? And when you're on camera in front of them, always have a pen. Oh, I'm not on camera. Look at that. I don't know why I'm not on camera. I don't intend not to be on camera. Why am I not on camera? What's going on here? When you have that, you're in on a Zoom. Say, yeah, what's the address?
123 Apple Street.
Like, so I look down. Hey, Jackie, you had mentioned that you guys are going to be selling a house, a multifamily investment property when you buy this one. What's the address of that property? And I look down like I'm actually writing. If I was in front of them, I would have it, or I would grab my phone. What's the address? Like, you want to guide them to giving you the address. Now I could put them on a market report. Very important.
Okay.
All right, guys. What, anyone else? How are you doing, Victoria? Should we look at how you're doing? Have you been making calls into the database using Brivity?
Yeah, so yesterday I was going on the opportunities tab. I know Manny mentioned it last week, so I just wanted to look at it. And I called a few FISBOs. I didn't get through to anyone, so I just left messages and just to try some new calls.
Okay. Do you
And
have a
then
FISBO script?
yes, it's one that you had sent to me when we first connected. I have like that packet of scripts and stuff.
Have you done the Brivity AI call coaching with the FISBO script?
I haven't, so that was my plan today, just in case I call back, and then I was going to follow up with them.
Yep.
And then, funny enough, I had a Sphere call me, and so we had a conversation, and I am I offered to do market reports. She didn't want it. She was out of state anyways, but then I went back and started calling a few more spheres that I hadn't contacted. And so I got two market reports from that. So it wasn't my three goal, but I got two. So
Okay. Getting better. Getting better. I have no problem with anyone calling FISBOs. I do, however, uh, at the very least require um, that you do a significant amount of call coaching on, like, practice ahead of time. FISBOs are really easy, and um, if you have the right script, which you do, and you learn how to use it, which is super simple, I would watch the Jeff Glover YouTube video. It's an 8 minute and 5 second long video. If you YouTube search Jeff Glover, Golver, FSBO, it'll come up. 8 minutes and change. It's like a very low 8 minute video. I would watch that every day for the next 30 days. I would practice FISBO on AI call coaching at least twice a day, like 2 in the morning or 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, every day for 30 days. If you want to take FISBO listings, get serious about it.
sounds good. Yeah, I found the video.
AI prompt of the week. We've had this already. Give me 5 natural, confident closes I can use to set up appointments with my hot buyers today. What's the promise of today? Who wants to make a commitment?
My commitment's going to be to practice the FISBO script and follow up with them.
My commitment today is I will get some listing and market reports done.
William, what about you? You're quiet over there.
Calling up until they don't yell at me or hang up on me. That's actually just my goal. like everyday consistency. I just keep calling them. Like I have to
Appointments you
start
gonna set?
somewhere.
How many
Yeah.
appointments you gonna set today?
Today, I mean, my goal is one, as long as it's actually like really hot. Like for Mark, remember? He just texted right now and he's like, "Yeah, I'll wait for the call, you know."
Cool. So one a day?
Yeah, one, as long as it's really, really hot, like Mark.
One a day. They got to be a good lead, but one a day,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And I will set one appointment today. All right, let's dive in, right? I will let you guys off the recording.